Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome back to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. Today's main focus will be on snow chances through the Christmas holiday week, as well as a true Arctic air mass dropping south from Canada into the lower 48 as we head into the upcoming weekend as well. And again, a potential winter storm is looming as we get toward the middle and end of this upcoming week here as well. If you guys are new to the channel and have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel or hit the notification bell, definitely do both. Hit the subscribe button down below and again the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates here on this channel. I cover Canada, the United States, and the tropics here as well. So again, hit the subscribe button down below, everyone, and the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates here on this channel. Looking across the United States here this morning into this afternoon, we got a snow system up across the Pacific Northwest, bringing some mainly higher elevation snows across Montana, back across Washington and Oregon State here with some moderate snow accumulations across those areas. We got that snow system exiting the northeast into eastern Canada here that we've been dealing with this weekend. But other than that, we're not really seeing much in the way of any weather out there besides some sunshine across the center of the country ahead of all these snow systems going in towards this upcoming holiday week. So definitely a nice reprieve for what was a very busy past week here with severe weather and a lot of snowfall across the northern plains, including that blizzard that happened as well. We do have all those temperatures out there that are very cold to the north. We got either side of zero here for high temperatures later on this afternoon across portions of the Dakotas, back into Minnesota, and even into Montana. We got the cooler temperatures across the Great Lakes and portions of the Northeast in the 20s and 30s out there. And then those milder temperatures here farther down to the south across portions of Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and all across the Gulf of Mexico here. These states are going to be into the 40s here and into the 50s as we get into this afternoon for afternoon high temperatures. We are looking at the prospects of some lake effect snow later on today across portions of western New York. We'll have to watch a couple separate bands of snowfall will be dropping across portions of Watertown, New York, and Buffalo, New York as well. Some of these areas could be seeing several inches of accumulation going through the afternoon here today and then going into the evening hours and even into your Monday morning tomorrow on December 19th. And they're going to be dropping some moderate to heavy snowfall accumulations as well here in a couple separate bands. We could have a 1 to 2+ inches per hour snow rates across these areas going through the afternoon into the evening today and then going through your Monday morning before starting to weaken as we get towards Monday afternoon. So looking at these snowfall accumulations out here, we're going to have a couple of bands we'll have to watch for over a foot of snow, one up into northwestern New York State, and then another one back down across far western and southwestern New York State, and then extreme northwestern portions there of Pennsylvania, closer to Lake Erie, definitely could be digging out from some snowfall across those areas with the lake effect snow going through early next week. But it's all about that cold air that we've been talking about for several days now. We got that polar vortex all the way up here into central and western Canada, and it is just waiting to spill southward as we head through the week, going into the early time frame here of this week on Monday to start the new work week. On Monday, December 19th, we got all that cold air bottled up across portions of eastern Alaska, getting across much of the Canadian provinces, all the way up here into portions of the Arctics. And again, some of this cold air will be digging southward towards the northern plains and the upper Midwest here to start the week, and that is going to be providing high temperatures again back into the single digits on either side of zero across portions of Minnesota, the Dakotas, back into Montana. And again, those milder temperatures will be bottled up down to the south across portions of Texas, all the way over to Florida and much of the deep south as we get through the day on Monday. We are also watching a snow system that could be moving through the middle of the country, going through the day on Monday and into Tuesday here, not really providing too much in the way of snowfall. I do think this will be more of a lighter snowfall event. And then we got the rainfall farther to the south with those warmer temperatures across East Texas, getting into Louisiana and southern Arkansas and much of the deep south as we start the week here this week. So looking at that snow system here, we got that snowfall flying up to the north with those colder temperatures across portions of the Dakotas, Minnesota, back down through Iowa here, Missouri, and then those warmer temperatures will be providing that liquid precipitation here with some rumbles of thunder and some light to moderate rainfall across east East Texas, north central Louisiana, into southwestern Mississippi going into Monday afternoon. That will spread its way a little bit farther to the east here, encompassing more of Mississippi and Alabama, maybe even western Georgia with that rainfall going into Monday evening. And then that snow will be spreading up here across portions of Wisconsin, northwestern Illinois, eastern Iowa, and much of the western Great Lakes going into the Monday evening time frame before exiting the United States here across the international border towards portions there of Canada with that snowfall. And again, that rainfall will be sticking around across the deep south going into Tuesday morning. Looking at those snowfall amounts, again, this is going to be a pretty light system overall with the snowfall here. We could have a couple of inches accumulate across portions of Iowa, especially getting up into Minnesota, north central Wisconsin, then heavier amounts up across portions of Ontario here, where we could be picking up over 6 inches of snow across north central Ontario. And again, another snow system across the Pacific Northwest, which would be a clipper system that could be dropping some higher elevation snows that could add up to around a foot of snow going through the day on Monday and into Tuesday there as well. If you guys are still with me here in this video, do remember to press the like button down below. It helps get out all this information out to more and more people. I definitely appreciate all the likes out there, guys. Thank you so much. But going through the end of December here, we got a very strong push of Arctic air dropping south and east across portions of the lower 48, especially the eastern 2/3 of the country, with those much below average temperatures in the dark blues here. But across the west, we're going to be talking about much above average temperatures with a ridge that'll be spiking its way all the way up to the Aleutian Islands and across the west coast, providing a warm up across those areas to end the month here of December and going through the Christmas Day time frame. We also will have a fairly active pattern going through Christmas Day and then to end the month of December across especially the Pacific Northwest, the northern plains, and parts of the Northeast as well, and everywhere in between across the northern United States. And then we have the drier weather extending from California all the way across Texas and into the Tennessee Valley as we end the month of December here as well. So looking at that cold air and that true Arctic air mass we've been talking about here going into the Tuesday, December 20th time frame, you can see starting to spill farther south into the northern plains and the upper Midwest here, with still those coldest of the temperatures up into British Columbia, Alberta, and portions of Saskatchewan. But watch as we head here into Tuesday. Look at the temperatures across the northern United States. We got below zero high temperatures and even teens below zero high temperatures across the Dakotas, back into Montana, and even colder high temperatures back up across southwestern Canada here with -20 and -30 degree highs across those areas. We got the milder temperatures farther south across the southeast, and those wind chills up there as well across the Dakotas will be approaching 30 if not 40 degrees below zero going into Tuesday afternoon. So I do expect the local National Weather Services up there to probably post some wind chill products here, some wind chill advisories and wind chill warnings as we move into the day on Tuesday. And then looking here as we get toward late next week, going into that transition period here with that active pattern, we're going to have that very strong push of Arctic weather moving all the way south to the Texas area as well, all the way south to the Gulf of Mexico. And that is really going to open up the floodgates for what looks to be an Arctic outbreak as we head towards the end of the week. And then look at on Friday, December 23rd, just a couple of days before Christmas, that's going to plunge all the way south into northern Mexico and north central Florida and the northern Gulf Coast as well. So we'll continue to watch that as we get a little bit closer. But look at the temperatures on Thursday, December 22nd. These are your high temperatures Thursday afternoon. We got teens to even 20s below zero for highs across much of the north central United States, even some single digits being found for highs from the Texas Panhandle through Oklahoma and the Missouri Valley. Again, with that front moving through, we're going to see crashing temperatures across the southeast through the day on Thursday. And just look at these wind chills, guys. We're going to be down to about 40 if not 50 degrees plus below zero with the wind chills Thursday afternoon and evening across much of the northern plains and the upper Midwest. I do expect a lot of wind chill warnings across these areas getting into the late portion of the week. And then going into the day on Friday, that expands a little bit farther to the south and east, encompassing much more of the southeast with temperatures in the teens and even single single digits as far south as the Tennessee Valley and even portions there of the Arklatex as well. And looking at the wind chills on Friday afternoon and evening, a widespread 30 to 40 below wind chills across much of the Ohio Valley, back up across the upper Midwest, southern Canada, and the northern plains as we get into that time frame. Even wind chills across the Gulf Coast here approaching the single digits as far south as New Orleans, Mobile, Alabama, maybe even Panama City as well. So a very strong push of Arctic air to end the week. But during that transition period, we've been talking about a potential winter storm as we move in towards that Thursday, Friday time frame. And it still holds true that the high resolution guidance from the European forecast models are actually hinting at a negatively tilted trough somewhere across the Midwest or the Ohio Valley during this transition period. And you can see a very, very tightly wound area of low pressure with that low pressure cyclone centered somewhere across the Midwest or the Ohio Valley as we get into the day on Friday. But looking as we get back here into the middle of the week on Wednesday, December 21st to start the first full day of winter, we got a clipper system dropping south and east here from the southwestern Canada across the Dakotas into Minnesota and Nebraska here, bringing some lighter snowfall accumulations there. And then we're going to see that phasing together with that subtropical jet from the south and that polar jet from the north here with that strong high pressure system to the west, a 1,062 millibar low, high pressure system across those areas, and that will phase together here just to the east for a potential significant winter storm and snowstorm at that, going through the day on Thursday across places like Wisconsin, Illinois, getting into Missouri, eastern Iowa, and maybe as far south as the Arklatex, and then that'll lift up across portions of the Great Lakes into southeastern Canada, places like Ontario, Quebec here with the heavier snows going into the day on Friday, and then more of a rain-snow mix across portions of New England, getting down through the mid-Atlantic during that time frame. Looking in comparison to the GFS, the American model has still that clipper system moving through the same areas across the northern plains through the Dakotas on Wednesday. That system phases a little bit here, but not as much on the GFS model across portions of the middle of the country, but it does have the snow line a little bit farther south towards Oklahoma, toward the Arklatex, and maybe North Texas on Thursday, and then that system a little bit farther to the east as we get towards the Ohio Valley and southeastern Canada on the GFS run versus the European run. So we'll continue to watch that. So the differences in the models here are the European guidance showing that heavier swath of snow from the Missouri Valley through the Illinois Valley and much of the Great Lakes. Some heavier snow being found here across interior New England, but that I-95 corridor from Boston to New York City into New Jersey and all the way down to the coastal Virginia area, probably more likely rain or a rain-snow mix here on the European guidance. In comparison, the GFS, the American model, a little bit farther east with the heavier swath of snow and farther south as well with that across North Texas, Oklahoma, moving up through the center of the Ohio Valley. And again, more of interior New England with this as well, with the heavier snows. And then again, that I-95 corridor from Boston to New York City, down through New Jersey and the coastal Virginia areas, we're going to be seeing more of that rain or rain-snow mix as well on the GFS model. So again, the potential storm track is not set in stone quite yet. We still could have a low-pressure cyclone moving up here across the western Ohio Valley through the western and central Great Lakes. That would favor the European forecast guidance, and then the GFS would favor a track a little bit farther across portions of the eastern Ohio Valley and into the interior New England region as we get towards late next week. So there's still a lot that has to become apparent before we kind of throw out snow amounts with this system, but I do want to show you that, yes, we are going to be seeing those tracks get a little bit closer and together confined as we get a little bit closer towards the middle of the week. But looking here overall, what the Weather Prediction Center does show is that it looks to favor more of that European forecast guidance, and I do lean that way myself with the heavier swath of snow from Missouri on up through Illinois, Indiana, parts of western Ohio, getting up through Wisconsin, Michigan, and then eventually into Ontario and western Quebec with more rainfall or a rain-snow mix across the Tennessee Valley, the Mid-Atlantic, and much of the Northeast, especially here the East Coast from Boston down through New York City. That'll probably be primarily a rain system as we get towards late in the week. But overall, for your white Christmas chances out there, looks like we have a very healthy snowpack across southern Canada, much of the northern United States here across the upper Midwest, the Pacific Northwest, and the northern plains. A pretty heavy snowpack across interior New England as well, and then a decent snowpack depending on that storm track here across these areas toward the middle and late portion of the week, maybe as far south as North Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and getting into Tennessee. And again, it depends on the track of the system how far south that snow line does go going into the late in the week. So thank you guys so much for watching. I definitely appreciate it. Remember to like the video down below by giving it a thumbs up. Leave any comments, questions, and concerns below. I'll get to those later on today. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys are new. Hit the notification bell to get all of my daily weather forecast updates here on this channel. Have a great Sunday, everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.